because the parish council sent off to those who signed up to receive agendas of the parish council meetings. So it's only a very small selection in the village that they said people might be interested in this information that's been forwarded from Somerset County Council. Extremely helpful to be able to understand how Somerset organised itself, how things had changed since I was more directly involved some 12, 15 years ago. And to be able to appreciate that. And with increasing age, of course, I'm now becoming rather more personally involved than I was as somebody who was just making decisions for other people. And I have to say, I looked at the webinars in a very different way from the way I had when I was being briefed about various options for social care in the past. So it was really quite illuminating from that point of view. From the very outset, the very first one, which talked about the funding arrangements and the limits on how much you could earn, and the advice that came from, I think, the legal team about how things should be run. I had not really appreciated the full significance of that. And then the Armed Forces Covenant one, I found particularly interesting because I was very impressed with the way that, although you're, as far as I can gather, the Armed Forces Covenant was only signed in Somerset about 3 years ago, whereas in my last county, we were the first county to sign up to the military covenant. And that was back in about 2012. So it was interesting to see how far and how fast you'd moved to implement the principles of the covenant into matters of real help to veterans. So that was interesting. And then how you managed the seminar on how you managed and who managed the social care support was interesting, because I can see that before too long, either my wife or myself will be calling on these services and their support. So I found them all very interesting. Strangely enough, now living in Somerset, it's until you really access it yourself that you realise what problems there are. And of course, we did see that in the webinars, and I was delighted the way that different people responded to specific people who had specific questions about their experience and the problems that they were having. And that's a very personal thing. And until those personal issues come up, it's difficult to know what else one should be aware of. I thought all the presenters were extremely well prepared and well briefed to be able to put across the message that the people who'd signed up to the webinar from different ranges of backgrounds were all able to understand, and I felt that was very good. I just wanted to thank everybody for arranging the webinar.